Hello, my name is Erin Hinton, and this is ECCE 2115 Language and Literacy. We're going to have a brief discussion about the importance of early language and literacy support, especially from home. It's incredibly important for children to be brought up in a language-rich environment. And that can be as simple as starting out with having as ample of a library at home as you possibly can, and make sure that that includes diverse books, utilizing a library card and getting books for free as well. You can get books from garage sales and thrift stores, so you don't have to spend a ton of money on this. And oftentimes on Facebook Marketplace I find books for free sometimes even. So, but just making that a priority to have those types of books around and available for your children. I have some examples I want to share with you. Picture books. This one, Tomorrow I'll Be Brave by Jessica Hische, is one of my favorites. It's written and illustrated by her. Just a beautiful, nice and simple, just a few words on each page. It has a very rhythmic flow. So that is a good one to share with children. I highly recommend that. Also, one of my favorites is A Pocket Full of Colors, and this deals with Mary Blair, the famous Disney artist. This book is incredible because of the color, the aesthetics of it, and it's a great vocabulary builder. So, for example, this page, driving across the sun-bleached desert, Mary spied russet, taupe, and sienna. When she arrived in California, she glimpsed the azure ocean and found groves of golden fruit dripping from viridian trees. So not only beautiful pictures, but a great vocabulary builder, especially if you have an art lover in the house. And it's also important, like I stated, to have some diverse books. Great multicultural book is African Tales. It's from the Barefoot collection. Barefoot books and Usborne books make really solid, great choices. It's very colorful and has some folk tales from all over the Sudan. There's a story from Senegal, Swaziland, Malawi. Just a really nice little collection of stories and poems. So, along with the library, you yourself, as a parent or caregiver, you want to make sure that you're always modeling that type of good reading habits. So, let your child see you reading often and show that you enjoy reading. That's very important. You don't want it to look like a chore. Reading out loud at bedtime is a really good habit to get into. It can be short stories. It can be a longer book that maybe you read a chapter every night and just kind of upgrade as your child's interests grow. Singing songs and reading poems. That's another great way to build that literacy and rhyming and learn and flow of the English language and communicating. I always say that a really inexpensive but fantastic tool are the alphabet magnetic little alphabet letters. You can put it on your refrigerator, and also they sell little mini aluminum cookie sheets. You can get those at the dollar store. Letting your child have a individual sized one, and they can take those alphabet magnets and you can help practice spelling words. You can make your own magnets, just laminate pictures and put a hot glue, a little magnet on the back, and then you can maybe like paste a picture of a cat and then the word cat, and have the child try to pick out the alphabet magnet letters that match. It's a great way to build that language. Something else that you can do is having your child help you with something as simple as a grocery list. You can get out maybe the Publix brochure, and it has the sales on there, and so you can point to things that you need, and together write your list out. Creating a word wall. I am a big fan of word walls. So somewhere in your house, it can be in the playroom, child's room, living room, wherever you have space, pick a vocabulary wall and just kind of integrate some new words. Maybe change it seasonally like we do in the classroom. So in fall you can showcase things like apples and farming and pumpkins and things like that. I also wanted to talk about the gift that you give your child by having this print-rich environment. You are going to instill in them the ability to just have better academic success, because they'll be better prepared to follow directions, to engage in those classroom discussions. When they're able to intake that information and they can translate it and understand it, and then they can reciprocate and send output in a understanding term. So they are receiving what you're saying, they're understanding it, and they're responding back. That helps that child build self-esteem, feel more confident, and also it helps them to develop empathy, because when you are around multiculturalism and you're around diversity and you are reading stories that maybe you wouldn't necessarily get your hands on in just a regular day-to-day basis, you are learning to appreciate and understand other people's viewpoints. You are learning about things that maybe you haven't experienced firsthand, and maybe you never will experience it firsthand. So that's what it means when they have always used the terms that books can transport you anywhere. You can go anywhere and be anything and see anything through the pages of those books. So I want to talk about how important it is to not stress out or focus on high dollar, thinking that you have to go out and buy all of these books and have manipulatives laying around. It is more about a natural day-to-day conversation with your children, allowing them to engage with you, ask a lot of questions, talk about things. When you're out driving around and you see signs, point those out. When you yourself read a word that sounds new to you, share that with your child. Say, oh wow, I just read this big word. I don't know what it is. You want to help me look it up in the dictionary? So oftentimes people think that reading begins in kindergarten, and the importance of recognizing that it is from birth, building those foundations. If we wait until a child is 5 years old, we have lost precious, precious moments of them being able to build that foundation. Even babies, they are learning to hear the sounds and processing those, and then they mimic those sounds back. Later that will translate when they become a toddler, and they take those sounds and are learning how to place symbols on paper. And then as they get a little older, towards pre-K, those symbols start recognizing alphabet letters. And then before you know it, they are writing out full sentences. So just remember that music, dramatic play, lots of written words, poetry, singing songs, all these things on a daily basis is going to set your child up for success.